your life too busy to feel happy or too empty to feel alive? Stay with me for just 9 minutes because I'm about to share simple, powerful habits that can bring happiness close again every single day. Welcome to 9 Minutes Ignite, where in just 9 minutes, we uncover ideas that can transform your inner world. Today, let's talk about the real science of happiness and how you can build it into your everyday life. Yes, it's possible. All my life, happiness felt like something just beyond reach. A prize waiting after the next big win. The dream job to marry my love, much weighted promotion. The dream house, the vacation to have kids. Then I thought I'll finally feel complete. But those achievements, they faded as quickly as sunsets. Beautiful, but brief. I kept telling myself, later, after the kids are grown, after life slows down, then I'll be surely happy. But in chasing the horizon, I missed the golden moments right in my own backyard. Bedtime hugs, messy dinners, silly jokes. Moments that were the life I was waiting for. Today, the house is quieter, the kids are grown, and I sit feeling lonely here with a full, heavy heart. Some beautiful memories, and with guilt and regrets that no future can undo. I'm sorry, I got carried away a little there, but maybe you understand exactly what I'm trying to say, because maybe in some way you've lived it too. I thought happiness could wait and will arrive with time, but life had other plans. Today I live with visual impairment, and it forced me to ask some brutal questions. What if later never comes? What if happiness isn't something we chase, but something we choose to build into our ordinary days? These questions shook me. They sent me deep into research on happiness, meaning, and life itself. And today, I want to share what I discovered, because I missed too many chances, and I don't want you to miss yours. One amazing researcher, Professor Cassie Holmes, author of Happier Hour, uncovered a fascinating paradox. Having too little time leads to stress and burnout. But having too much free time without meaningful activities leads to unhappiness. Happiness, it turns out, doesn't live at the extremes. Data showed it forms an inverted U-shaped curve, where both too busy and too idle rob us of joy. And what matters most? It's not how much time we have, it's how we spend it. Research also showed something beautiful. What brings us joy changes with age. In our younger years, it's the extraordinary moments, concerts, exotic vacations, wild adventures. But as we grow older, it's the simple things. An afternoon at the lake with family, a lazy coffee with friends playing board games, community events that fill your heart instead of your calendar. Sometimes the richest happiness isn't in chasing the extraordinary, it's in savoring the everyday. Holmes calls it the difference between a life that feels full and a life that feels fulfilled. Without conscious attention, we can become victims of time poverty, constantly rushing and postponing our happiness for later, a later that might never come. Another breakthrough came from Harvard's Robert Waldinger, leader of the world's longest study on adult development. His discovery? It's not achievements, money, or free time that predict happiness. It's relationships, the strength of our bonds with family, friends, even community predicts our happiness better than anything else. Yet here's the irony. When people retire and finally have all the time in the world, you'd think they'd be the happiest, right? Let us take a pause and I would like to ask a question. What do you think? Are they happy because they have lots of time now? Have you ever asked your retired parents or family member this questions? But studies show many likely to be unhappy. Because again, it's not time that matters. It's how we fill it. So what's the sweet spot? Research found that around 2 hours a day of joyful, discretionary time intentionally spent is the golden zone. But free time alone isn't enough. It's the quality of that time that makes all the difference. Professor Holmes didn't quit her job or wait for retirement to find happiness. She built it into her daily life. Calling a friend while driving home from work, taking her daughter to a coffee shop once a week, sharing laughter with her husband over dinner. Tiny, deliberate rituals stacked day after day built a life overflowing with joy. Life moves faster than we think. One day your child is asking for a bedtime story. The next, they're waving goodbye from a college dorm. If we don't create time for each other now, no future success will fill the space we lost. Call your parents, not because you should, but because one day you'll wish you had. Take your child for ice cream, even when you're tired. Build 5-minute rituals that quietly whisper, "You matter to me right now." So how can we harness happiness every day? Here are my 3 simple tools. First, build micro rituals with your loved ones. Create tiny traditions, a weekly breakfast date, a Sunday phone call that anchor you to each other. Second, guard your 2-hour joy window. Protect joyful time like it's sacred. Don't fill it with chores. Use it to connect, laugh, and live by spending time over the dinner table with your spouse and kids or watching your favorite Netflix show. Third, stop postponing your life. Don't wait for retirement, a promotion, or the perfect moment. Happiness is not hiding in your future. It's waiting patiently in your today. I missed many beautiful chances, moments with my children, conversations with my parents, evenings with friends, and to say, "Love you" to my wife. I kept saying, later, when I have time, when life slows down. Now, with limited vision, I live with a heart full of lessons I learned too late. But you, listening right now, you still have today. You still have a chance to choose differently. Build your happiness into your ordinary days. Love loudly, laugh often, forgive quickly, and never ever wait for a future that isn't promised. If this message touched you, if you're ready to ignite the life you truly want, subscribe to the 9 Minutes Ignite right now. Let's not just exist. Let's live with our hearts on fire. Until next time, hold onto your light and never forget to ignite.